What is something you've done recently that you're extremely proud of, but you don't really have a place to share? I've been able to casually use some of the skills I've picked up earning my master's degree so far. Sight not advice, and he almost started crying, saying no one else has been understanding so far. And I'm the first one in years not to just tell him to suck it up because he's a boyfriend and father. Poor guy. I wasn't even trying to counsel. Just be nice. But that stuff just came up naturally, I guess. It made me feel a little more confident in my future career choice. I went out twice this week. First to a game store's D&D night. Then last night I went to a local trivia night. And I talked to people at both things, and plan on going again next week. I have been a serious shut-in. I graduated last May, moved to a new city for a new job, and made zero friends because I was only going to work or the store, and knew no one in the city. I have serious social anxiety, and meeting new people is daunting. And for several years now, making friends seemed like an impossible thing. But I think that I have taken the first steps I needed to in order to do that. I got promoted twice and literally doubled my income since 2019. For context, I was spinning my wheels in the same job, watching external people get hired in it to ranks above me, to do what I do but still need my input. I was there for a decade. We also had lean years where they couldn't give raises, but still somehow promoted people. I don't share because I quit FP into OTOish. And I definitely don't talk about the money because it's kinda gauche considering what a rough time everyone else is having. I actually started dressing down a lot more, too. I finally found a job I love and work with people I enjoy working with. I feel like this could be the start of a really fulfilling career. I feel like I keep falling more and more in love with my partner, and we finally understand one another and communicate really well. I'm excited to build a life with him and can see us growing old together. I should tell him this more, but I have trouble expressing strong feelings. I've successfully set boundaries with the people in my life and cut off the ones who continually hurt me. I'm still alive. I let the stray dog in my apartment despite the sign on the gate that says not to let him in. Long story, but not because he's a threat. They just don't like big dogs. The nights here get chilly, so I give him a warm blanket to sleep on. I work night shifts, so I let him out at 6 a.m. when the sun is out. He doesn't have fleas ticks anymore, and his infected wounds miraculously got better months after I moved in here, because I treated him. We basically have a secret relationship, and we love each other. Also, I named him Cookie. I'm self-employed and my income fluctuates a lot, but last month I earned about $900, which isn't much. This month I've been working late and early and long hours and really pushing myself, because when I brought home $900 my wife was so supportive and covered a load of the bills. She doesn't expect anything in return. I've earned enough to cover all bills next month, and I've booked us a nice little weekend break. It's not expensive, but it's nice and she'll love it. I can't wait to surprise her and our daughter. I have a YouTube channel, and I just finished a 3-month-long passion project that I had to split into 4 separate parts about entertainment and aesthetics in the 90s. The entire thing was way more ambitious than I anticipated and required an immense amount of research that was mentally exhausting, but it feels really good to get the finished product out. It was also really educationally enlightening for me too, so it felt really satisfying to learn so much and be able to tie it all together in the end. My granddad passed away on Monday afternoon. He wanted to pass at home with his family around him. For days he was with us, his wife, the children and for grandchildren hunkered down, kept him pain-free with occasional support from on-call nurses. Clean, comfortable, and showered him with so much love. We held him tightly while he passed over peacefully. I will forever be proud of myself and my family for being there for him and honoring his last wishes. I miss him so much. Ever since December I've been going to play basketball at these local courts, but it's been empty because of the cold, so I'm always the only one there. Today was in the 50s and it was packed. Turned around and went back home. But I stayed and played, and by the end of the day when the sun went down and was too dark out to keep playing law, I was always picked first to be on someone's team. Good to know I still got it. I used to play in bands and for years had lost motivation to get back into playing music. I recently managed to muster up motivation and recorded a cover version of Don't Fear the Reaper and showed the only person I'm close to. They didn't respond until we spoke next on the phone, and they said it's just not their style. After asking to hear it in the first place, I have new nails to show, but I was proud for getting back into it even though I have now lost motivation again. Lol. Completely stopped smoking wax pens and weed. I had abused weed for basically 7 years and wax pens for 3. They found the spot on my lung and it filled up with fluid and pus. And they had to stick a tube through my back into my lung to drain it and then do lung surgery and collapse my lung. I'm lucky to make a full recovery. I almost died because I was on the verge of sepsis. I'm proud of myself for living a healthy lifestyle now and how strong I was through the whole ordeal. I was starting to slip into becoming a hoarder. It was strange. I could see what was happening, but I was powerless to stop it. It was like watching third-person movie. Or that's the best I can describe it. One day I just snapped out of it. I bought a somewhat heavy-duty paper shredder and spent several hours every day for 3 weeks, shredding paperwork and throwing all the junk I could fit into the garbage can. Now I am a somewhat organized person, and it feels great. After saving for it for years, I scheduled my dream vacation for me, my husband, my daughter, and my mother. It's our first trip overseas and to a tropical destination. Years ago, I'd never thought it would be a dream I could possibly make true. We've never experienced warm water beaches nor the all-inclusive type trip. Going in May, I'm proud not only for achieving it, but also for taking my 5-year mum with me. It's an experience she would never have otherwise. My bike shop. I wish Reddit let you post pictures with comments. It's 150-esque. I have hooks on the walls so I can hang my 5 personal bikes. And then additional bikes flips or repairs can go on the floor between my bikes for a potential total of 9 bikes. Got my repair stand. 6-foot double stack tool chest and 6x3 workbench. I know plenty of people with bike areas in their garage, but I'm the only person I know with a dedicated purpose-built shop. I have made choices to travel the world on my own, hitchhiking and go with the flow mentality. Move on from my past, because I feel not ready for this society yet. I need to explore until the point I'm satisfied and ready to live the life not suited for now. I'm proud of myself choosing for myself, despite being the black sheep of the family, and my dreams not supported by black-white thinking were money, eat, sleep, repeat family members. This week I completed 5 different workplace harassment investigations. None were straight up in your face sexual assault or gender harassment. I don't usually have that many at once. Investigation interviews can sometimes get adversarial, and it's a lot to take in how stupid and what jerks people can be to each other. I'm fried but clear on the recommendations that need to be made to the companies to prevent these things from happening again. I went to a comic convention for the first time, Fan Expo, and even dressed up as Shouter Azawa from My Hero Academia. I've got really bad social anxiety and being around groups of people freaks me out, much less people wanting pictures with me and such. I'm super proud of myself for pushing through it, because I've wanted to for a long time, but always let my anxiety get the better of me. Wound up having a really good time. Climbed out of a dark depression after a dear friend chose to leave this world and cremated him the same week I lost my beautiful husky after 17 years. Took months of bottling and self-hate for me to realize, but with the help of my missus and some willpower I did it. Still good days and bad, but I'm here and doing fine. This state did some damage to my business due to the state it puts your mind in, but I'm also fixing that too. I'm not proud of it, but don't have a place to share it. And it was weird. I had a nightmare where I was fighting a monster. Unbeknownst to me, my dog decided to curl up on my pillow next to my face, and I bit her in the course of fighting the dream monster. She yelped, and that woke me up. I didn't break the skin, and she's not afraid of me, so I guess no harm done. But I've never had anything like that happen before. I cleaned my house today. Like really cleaned it. Polished appliances, cleaned inside my dishwasher and washing machine, wiped down baseboards, mopped all the floors, washed the pillows, on top of all the regular cleaning. It wasn't really dirty or anything, but I did all those bigger cleaning chores that you tell yourself you'll get to eventually but keep putting off. And now my house is so clean and it feels great. I left very abusive people a short while ago. People who talk behind your back, take a lot of drugs and blame you for their problems. Eventually they stabbed me in the back, and I learned that someone had a very dark past with scary people around him. It took some time and I smoked a lot of weed to deal with the loneliness, but I'm getting better step by step. Sometimes a step back but the next day 2 steps forward. I don't really have any friends I'm close enough to anymore. But throughout my life I've tried loads of times to learn a language I've loved. I finally started Duolingo in December last year, and I can say I'm at intermediate high level B1 for reading and writing and speaking, but I struggle A2 with listening even in my mother tongue. I've never gotten this far, and I just want someone to celebrate with. Smashed my head nearly 4 years ago, and lost all my emotions and ability to feel pleasure. Led to me having a minor stroke as well. I'm just thankful I've been able to survive even though I've got nothing to look forward to since I feel nothing. I'm on meds and have tried a bunch of things already. No luck. This was a great question though, Op. It was interesting reading everyone's responses. Thanks. I went from being a complete people pleaser that cried all time because of the way people mistreated me to setting a bunch of boundaries ugly process. I live in far more peace than I used to. Stress levels have minimized so much, and I'm so proud of myself for being brave enough to put relationships on the line, unless the other person was willing to put my well-being before their wants of me.